Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Sunday. We got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells. And yeah, we'll hop in it here. Busy slate as we close out the weekend, starting with the New York Yankees versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yankees opening up as road favorites at -120. The Pirates plus 100 with the over-under at 8.5. Yankees coming into this matchup 76 and 73. Pirates 69 and 80. Pitching for the Yankees is Carlos Rodon with an ERA of 6.14. Pitching for the Pirates is Colin Selby with an ERA of 8.20. Rodon, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 9 strikeouts. Selby, his last start, he pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 run, had 3 strikeouts. Yankees beating the Pirates yesterday 6-3 on a 3-game winning streak right now, playing well. 5-0 against Pittsburgh, 4-2 on the road against Pittsburgh here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with the Yankees on the road in this one. Next matchup, we've got the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles opening up as home favorites at -120. The Rays plus 110 with the over-under at 8.5. Rays coming into this matchup 92 and 58. The Orioles 92 and 56. Pitching for the Rays is Zach Littell with an ERA of 4.25. Pitching for the Orioles is Dean Kramer with an ERA of 4.25. Littell, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 8 strikeouts. Kramer, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Tampa Bay losing 8-0 yesterday to Baltimore. Nice win for Baltimore. Tampa, they are 5-2 on the road. Good road team here. You're looking at a pretty even pitching matchup. Both pitchers giving up probably around 3-ish, 4 runs here. I definitely don't think the Rays are going to not get any hits or anything like they did yesterday here. So I'm going to take a shot with the Rays plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Boston Red Sox versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto opening up as road favorites at -135. The Red Sox plus 120 with the over-under at 8.5. Boston coming into this matchup 74 and 75. Toronto 82 and 67. Pitching for Boston is Nick Pivetta with an ERA of 4.56. Pitching for Toronto is Hyun Jin Ryu with an ERA of 2.93. Pivetta, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 10 strikeouts. Jin Ryu, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Boston on a 3-game losing streak, 2-8 in their last 10. They've really been struggling here. Toronto back-to-back wins against Boston. Boston is just 0-5 against Toronto. Haven't really done well against the Blue Jays here. I think I'm gonna have to roll with the Blue Jays at home. Next matchup, we got the Atlanta Braves versus the Miami Marlins. Braves opening up as road favorites at -140. The Marlins plus 120 with the over-under at 8.5. Braves coming into this matchup 96 and 52. The Marlins 77 and 72. Pitching for the Braves is Charlie Morton with an ERA of 3.42. Pitching for the Marlins is Jesus Luzardo with an ERA of 3.99. Morton, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 9 strikeouts. Luzardo, 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Atlanta on a 2-game losing streak against the Marlins here. I don't know what's going on. They just have not looked good this series. Miami playing well here, and I think I'm going to take a shot with the Marlins plus 1.5 at home. Braves have been a big letdown in the series so far, and I'll take Marlins plus 1.5 here. Next matchup, we got the Cincinnati Reds versus the New York Mets. Mets opening up as home favorites at -130. The Reds +120 with the over-under at 8.5. Reds coming into this matchup 78-72. The Mets 68-80. Pitching for the Reds is Brandon Williamson with an ERA of 4.47. Pitching for the Mets is Jose Quintana with an ERA of 3.05. Williamson, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Quintana, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Cincinnati on a 2-game winning streak, back-to-back wins against the Mets here. They are 4-1 against the Mets. So they've played well against the Mets here. Williamson coming off 2 rougher starts on the mound here. I still think Reds are a good underdog today, and I'll take Cincinnati +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Houston Astros versus the Kansas City Royals. Astros opening up as road favorites at -240. The Royals +200 with the over-under at 9.5. Astros coming into this matchup 83-66. The Royals 48-101. Pitching for the Astros is Framber Valdez with an ERA of 3.32. Pitching for the Royals is Jordan Lyles with an ERA of 6.33. Valdez, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 10 strikeouts. Lyles, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Houston coming off back-to-back Royals losses here. Royals on a 4-game winning streak. Crazy. They've just played better in this series so far. Lyles hasn't been good on the mound this season here. Valdez been very solid here. I'd be very shocked if the Royals win 3 in a row. This one against the Astros, and I'm going to take the Astros on the road. Next matchup, we got the Minnesota Twins versus the Chicago White Sox. Twins opening up as road favorites at -150. The White Sox +130 with the over-under at 8.5. Twins coming into this matchup 78-71. The White Sox 57-92. Pitching for the Twins is Sonny Gray with an ERA of 2.91. Pitching for the White Sox is Dylan Cease with an ERA of 4.92. Gray, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. Cease, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 8 strikeouts. Minnesota coming off a White Sox loss. White Sox won in a close one yesterday despite losing, their prior 2 to Minnesota here. I'm not really worried about that too much. Minnesota 6-1 against the White Sox. So they've been pretty dominant against Chicago here, and Dylan Cease been not that good on the mound for the White Sox, and I'll take the Twins on the road. Next matchup, we got the Washington Nationals versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers opening up as home favorites at -260. The Nationals +230 with the over-under at 8. Washington coming into this matchup 65-84. The Brewers 84-64. Pitching for the Nationals is Patrick Corbin with an ERA of 5.18. Pitching for the Brewers is Brandon Woodruff with an ERA of 1.93. Corbin, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 8 strikeouts. Woodruff, his last start, he pitched 9 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts, coming off back-to-back 0-run games. Washington on a 5-game losing streak. Back-to-back losses against the Brewers here. Brewers have played well this series. 13-2 at home, 6-1 at home against Washington, and I'm gonna take the Brewers at home in this one. Next matchup, we got the Philadelphia Phillies versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Phillies opening up as road favorites at -125. The Cardinals +115 with the over-under at 9. Phillies coming into this matchup 81-67. The Cardinals 65-83. Pitching for the Phillies is Taijuan Walker with an ERA of 4.36. Pitching for the Cardinals is Dakota Hudson with an ERA of 5.10. Walker, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Hudson, His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 2 strikeouts. The Phillies on a 2-game winning streak, back-to-back wins against St. Louis. Yeah, played pretty well here. They are 7-0 against St. Louis, 4-1 on the road against the Cardinals here. So been very good head-to-head. Not the greatest pitching matchup. Both pitchers giving up about 4 or 5 runs here in their last 2 games. But I'm still going to roll with the Phillies on the road. Next matchup, we got the San Francisco Giants versus the Colorado Rockies. Giants opening up as road favorites at -160. The Rockies +140 with the over-under at 11.5. Giants coming into this matchup 75-74. The Rockies 56-92. Pitching for the Giants is Sean Manaea with an ERA of 4.80. Pitching for the Rockies is Chris Flexen with an ERA of 7.22. Manaea, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. Flexen, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. The Giants on a 3-game losing streak, 3 straight losses against Colorado. Crazy tough series for the Giants. I mean, Colorado on a 5-game winning streak. Not sure what's up with the Giants here. 0-9 on the road. They have not won a road game in a while. Kind of crazy. Flexen's been very bad on the mound. And just don't know if they're going to really take advantage today. And the way they've looked, they've played horrible in this series. I'm going to take a shot with the Rockies +1.5 at home. Next matchup, we get the Detroit Tigers versus the Los Angeles Angels. Detroit opening up as road favorites at -150. The Angels +120 with the over-under at 8.5. Detroit coming into this matchup 69-79. The Angels 68-81. Pitching for Detroit is Miguel Diaz with an ERA of 0. Pitching for the Angels is Reed Detmers with an ERA of 4.77. Diaz looks like he's making his first start here for Detroit. Detmers, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Detroit back-to-back wins against LA. Looked very good in this series. LA on a 4-game losing streak. And Ohtani is done for the year for the Angels. So, yeah, that's not good. They got so many injuries here. I'm going to take Detroit on the road. Next matchup, we got the San Diego Padres versus the Oakland Athletics. Padres opening up as road favorites at -170. Oakland +140 with the over-under at 9. Padres coming into this matchup 71-78. Oakland 46-102. Pitching for the Padres is Nick Martinez with an ERA at 3.84. Pitching for Oakland, I currently can't find who's pitching for Oakland. Let me check again. See if anything's updated. Okay, I do see it's Joe Boyle. Or Joe Boyle. Looks like he'd be getting his first start if he is indeed the pitcher. Martinez, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 1 strikeout, 3 straight 0-run games for him. Padres back-to-back wins against Oakland here. Yeah, they've been very good against Oakland. I like Martinez on the mound, and I'll take the Padres on the road. Next matchup, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Seattle Mariners. This is a game I do not have a line for. I don't know why, no line. Not much pitching info. The only info I have for this game is that pitching for the Seattle is Logan Gilbert with an ERA of 3.62. So yeah, that's the only info I have. So no Dodgers info. Dodgers coming off back-to-back wins against Seattle. They've looked very good in this series, winning 6-2 and 6-3. And they're 5-0 against Seattle, 4-1 on the road against Seattle here. We'll see who ends up pitching for the Dodgers here, but yeah, they've just outplayed Seattle so far, and I think I'm going to lean with the Dodgers on the road. Next matchup, we got the Chicago Cubs versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Cubs opening up as road favorites at -110. Arizona +100 with the over-under at 9. Cubs coming into this matchup 78-71. Arizona 78-72. Pitching for the Cubs is Jordan Wicks with an ERA of 1.99. Pitching for Arizona is Ryan Nelson with an ERA of 5.53. Wicks, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 2 strikeouts. Nelson, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 3 strikeouts. The Cubs on a 4-game losing streak, 2 straight losses against Arizona here. They are just 2-4 on the road against Arizona, 1-5 straight up against Arizona, so they've struggled against them. Wicks coming off some good starts on the mound. Nelson coming off a couple rougher starts here, but I still think Arizona's a good underdog, and I'll take Arizona +1.5 at home. Then the last matchup, we got the Texas Rangers versus the Cleveland Guardians. Don't see any lines for this game, and the only info I have for this game right now is that pitching for the Guardians is Gavin Williams with an ERA of 3.43. So again, another matchup where there's just not much info. The Rangers coming off back-to-back losses against Cleveland here. I did get the underdog cover yesterday's matchup. They do struggle against Cleveland, 1-6 on the road against Cleveland. We'll see who ends up pitching for the Rangers here. I still like the Rangers on the road, and we'll see if they're a favorite or underdog, but I'm going to roll with Texas in this one. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Sunday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good one.